My hair's not that messy. I can record a YouTube video. Hey, what's up all you do-it-yourselfers? My name's Dylan Taylor. This is Dylan's DIY Workshop, and today I show you guys, I almost broke it there. I gotta show you guys how to make a wooden chain out of one single piece of wood. This piece of wood was attached to this piece of wood, and that link was about where it is right now when the pieces of wood were all together, if that makes any sense. So I'll show you how to do this, and so basically I started off with this, and I talk over a bunch of the parts of the video, so you'll see me explaining things as I go. But basically what happened was it didn't exactly go as planned. It broke a few times. I fixed it, but still proved the concept of how to make this, I hope. I don't really know what else I could say about it. It was definitely something I've always wanted to do, and I know that there's lots of videos out there on how to do it, but I just wanted to do it. I wanted to be able to say that I did it, and it is a very delicate thing, and it takes a lot of time, an extreme amount of time. But now I could say I've done it, and I didn't really feel the need to go past more than the 3 links that I did, or 1 full link. I'm happy with the way this turned out, and good proof of concept, and that's all that it was. It was more for me to be able to say that I did it, have that knowledge, and you know, next time what I'd probably do is kind of what Steve Ramsey did and just make the links all themselves and then break them in half and then glue them back together, because by gluing this back together about, I don't know, 15-20 times, little chunks off of it, I realized that you can't really tell once it's all finished. So this is a piece of cherry, and I think I showed this earlier in the video. I went to my grandma's house, I cut a little branch off, and I cut the piece out so that I was working with greenwood. And I believe after that, the rest of the video was explained, so let's jump into that. I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is making like kind of this plus symbol. So I'm carving this out so that if you were to look at it at the end, it would look like a cross, a plus, like adding, like across and down. So that's what I'm doing here. You can just kind of see that. And I was using the knife to start off with, and then I decided that I would switch over to this 70-degree V-gouge, just because it's a little bit easier to cut, because you're cutting 2 times instead of 1 cut and then another cut. If you're using a knife, you have to cut straight down and then the 90 degrees to that. Whereas this, you can cut both at the exact same. Obviously this is 70 degrees and it should be 90 if I was doing this and I needed it to be perfect, but I can just turn it just a little bit and make another cut. It's still easier. So basically, if you look at it from the top down, the 2 sides here are going to be 1 link going around this way as if you're looking at it from the top, and then this one right here will be 2 links. The top piece here will be 2 links. It'll be the link that's attached here and the link that's attached here, and it will let that other piece move freely. So we just keep going really slow, real gentle, because you don't want to mess this up. Don't sit on a box cutter, that's dangerous. Got more of it done. You're starting to see that it's a chain. I'm only doing 1 link. If you're doing more than 1 link, you would not make these flat here. You would just start with the next end of a link facing this way. So when you're making it, the links facing this way are touching, and all you're doing is separating them a little bit and carving out a little bit around the next link that's facing this way. So it's like if you took a chain and you twisted it and then compressed it. That's basically what we're doing here. But to drill this hole in the middle, all I did is I took my knife, I pushed it in, and I twisted it side to side really gently, and it got us this little hole, and we're just going to carve around until we make it so that there's a slot for this piece, and this piece will then just flop. Okay, so guys, you've had a little bit of an issue with this project, and alright, so we'll just skip right ahead. That clamp's strong. I've got these 2 pieces right here, and you remember how this piece busted off and then this piece is still attached? Well, I was carving away at it and then it just fell off. So I ended up with these 2 pieces, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this last link back together around these 2 pieces. So yes, it is glued together. No, it does not actually get formed completely from 1 piece of wood because it broke. Now, if it hadn't have broken, if maybe I hadn't have had the heartwood in the very center of each chain link, then yes, I'm sure that I could have taken another couple hours and carved it out. This is definitely by far faster, and once the glue dries and you file it, you can't tell if there's glue. So if you want, you could just bust each link apart or make links like this and then just make your other link around it. So each one of these is actually from the spot that it's going back to. It's just glued back together, so now I have to find a way to hold on to this. So I have to attach these together. So what I'm gonna do is just dab a little tiny bit of glue on the ends here, like that. Like very tiny amount. I'm just gonna take the other piece and put some glue on it. This is really straightforward, guys. Basically, you're just gluing it back together. So it's pretty early in the morning right now, and I've decided to go for a new sleep schedule. And this is one where I go to sleep at, regular human time, like 10 p.m. But I still only get my 6 hours of sleep, so that means I get up at 3. And honestly, I'm loving it. I haven't really got much done this morning. I've listened to a few podcasts and a Gary Vaynerchuk video, the link that I'm gluing back together. Take it back apart, pop it through here, and then also get this other piece through the other one, and then hold it together again. I'm just gonna have to hold this for quite a while it actually dries. Anyways, what I was doing was I was making some more knuckle dusters, and you guys saw the other video where I made the wooden knuckles. I was like, hey, let's see what other materials I can make this out of. Let's make it out of leather. And I went to make it out of leather, and I couldn't figure out how to glue leather together. So I used the Titebond 3 here, didn't hold leather together, so I was like, alright, let's try something else. And I happen to have this thing called No More Nails by LePage. And so far, out of all the things that I've used from LePage, they don't work at all, worth a crap, any of their glues. Like, I've used a bunch of their multi-purpose glues and they don't hold anything. So I was like, alright, well, let's try this. I got it, and I don't know where I got it. So I was gluing those together, seemed to hold the block together pretty good, and so I laid out the pattern on the knuckle dusters, and then I started to drill the hole, and it peeled the first layer off. I was like, are ya friggin' kidding me? So I tried a different drill. I used an auger bit that had a thread on the end, and all that did was pull itself right through all the leather and just teared it all up. So if any of you know what I could glue leather together with, that would be absolutely amazing. If you could leave it in the comments, that would be super helpful. Also, how I'm supposed to drill through it. Like, a spade bit started to carve, a Forstner bit burned it, the auger bit just ripped right through everything. So if anyone has any insight on that, love to hear it. I'm just gonna hold this until it dries, so catch you in a few. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really did enjoy making this. It took a long time, but it was a small project that I just set aside and set aside and set aside, and I would just add on to it just a little bit every now and then. But I think this is so cool that it's still attached like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, please subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, please share this video with a friend. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a big ol' thumbs up. And don't forget to check out my Etsy page. I'm putting a lot of stuff up on there before the holiday season. See you guys.